Day 20 of the 40-40-40 project. We are halfway there. Well, we're halfway in days. We're not halfway there in money, but we're about over a quarter of the way there in money. I'm out here communing with our chickens. This is where I come when I feel stressed. I stare at the chickens. Why do I feel stressed? Because running a nonprofit, founding a nonprofit, often feels a lot like cliff jumping. I've never been skydiving. I've never been bungee jumping, but I feel like I jump off a cliff every other day. When you get a grant, it feels amazing. You got some funding, you're going to be able to do the things that you've set out to do. But you rarely have a grant to cover everything that you're doing. And grants come with a lot of things that make it hard to be flexible. You have to spend the money on the things you said you'd spend the money on in the time frame you thought you could spend the money in. And that just makes it very challenging to be flexible when circumstances change. And flexibility was so important through the whole beginning of Tandem because we were in a pandemic and then coming out of a pandemic, and the rules were changing, and so many things are unpredictable. Things we've been hung up on. We're on our third phase of construction in this building, our third building permit. Through this process, I've learned how to be a general contractor. I've worked with every kind of plumber, electrician, hanging drywall, framing walls. I've personally torn asphalt out of the parking lot in order to plant mandated shrubs, shoveled goat manure, so the shrubs would grow in something other than rocks. I've figured out just exactly how much it costs to install railings. We've had delays because we have to go through the state for different aspects of our permits, through the state, through the county, through the city. Nothing ever happens in the time frame you think. Getting a civil engineer, you think, oh, I'll just call someone to come survey the property. No, they're booking 6 months out. That changes your timeline. So we've learned a tremendous amount in all of this, but you have to do your grants like the funding after them will come, but you have no guarantee of that. Because if you don't, then you're not doing your mission anyway. So you just jump. You jump with that money that you have, and you just believe that when it runs out, that you'll have accomplished what you needed to accomplish, that if it didn't fully fund your project, that the other funding will come somehow, and you just jump. And you work as hard as you can, and eventually either more funding comes or you figure out some other way. Fortunately, at Tandem, we've been doing a lot to try and make services more sustainable, whether that's introducing membership or contracting with the county government and other organizations, other employers, in order to offer doula benefits to their employees instead of having the employees pay for services.